Capricorn. Welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name's Carol, and this is going to be a reading for the end of May 2024. And in this reading, Capricorn, we're going to be looking at what your energy is like going into the end of May. And in particular, I'm going to start off by looking at what situation you're sitting in right now, what issue you're dealing with. It could be a pattern that's showing up for you. And then what I want to do is I want to look at what's coming up from your shadow for healing. So we're going to be doing a little bit of shadow work. So if you're not familiar with the term shadow or shadow work, I've created a video for you, and I'm going to put it in my description box below. And it's called the Powerful 4-Step Guide for Shadow Work. And it really is, taking a deep dive into your shadow and facing your shadow, facing all those things about yourself that you've put away, and it sits in your unconscious. And if you don't pay attention to it, it just comes up for us every once in a while, and it's going to affect us in all our relationships and our daily lives. And so what's happening here is I want to look at what's coming up from your shadow to heal, because it's having a really big impact on the situation that you're sitting in right now. And so I'm going to try to give you a little bit of guidance here. And then I'm going to ask the tarot in the final step. I'm going to ask the tarot for guidance and what you need to do to start healing this. And then I'll end it with a video or two from my other channel called Carol Cares. And that's a channel that helps you a lot with your own healing. So you can listen to those videos if you want at the end. So let's get started, Capricorn, with your I was going to say your healing. Well, it is your healing, actually. We're going to start off with your reading. We're going to start off with the Tarot of the Abyss by Tourian. And that's going to help us take a deep dive into your shadow to begin with. And we're going to ask for 3 cards. Hopefully I'll get 3, 1 for each. Sometimes it turns out I get more. And then we're going to clarify it with the Rider-Waite deck. 2 or 3 clarifiers for each card. So one more shuffle here, and then we'll get going. So Capricorn, I hope you're having a good May. We have a crazy world out there, I know. So I'm hoping you're keeping safe and continuing on your healing journey, taking some time out for yourself and continue to heal. So let's ask the tarot right now for what situation, Capricorn, you're sitting in, problem, pattern that's showing up for you. 1 card for you, please. We get the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. And what's coming up from your shadow that's really having an impact on the situation right here? The 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords. And finally, let's get some guidance from the tarot here. 1 card, please. These cards are coming out so nice. The 6 of Pentacles. Love that card. I love her drawing. So I'm going to try to hold on to the cards a bit so you can see them when I'm talking about them, because they're just beautiful. All right, let's get some clarifiers here now from the Rider-Waite. So I'm going to give this a couple shuffles first. All right, so tell me some more about the Page of Pentacles tarot. All right, first one goes on the floor. So you have the 7 of Wands. My favorite card in the deck. I'll tell you why. Couple more cards, please. The 5 of Cups. And one more I think we can do here. 5 of Cups, and then, one more for the Page of Pentacles, please. Okay, you get the Devil in it. Devil shows up here. All right. 3 of Swords. Tell me about this 3 of Swords. King of Pentacles. Oh, yeah, just a second. Got 2 here. King of Pentacles. And the Two of Swords in reverse. And we're going to get one more card here for you. We got it right at the end. The Five of Swords. The Six of Pentacles, please. 3 cards. 3 cards for that one. Six of Pentacles. Clarify it, please. What else does Tarot want to say about that? Well, we have this one. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. 2 aces. The Ace of Wands. Wow. Brand new beginning here looking like coming out for you, which is really nice for you. And one just fell out here, which is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. All right, Capricorn, you start off with the Page of Pentacles. And yeah, here's the Page of Pentacles here. You know, I'm really drawn to this individual right here that has, I'll talk about pages in a minute, what they mean for me in my deck, but if you look closely here, I'm going to put my finger on. If you look closer right here, there's a key here with a pentacle on top. A key. When keys open doors, keys get us places we want to go to when we want to enter. And I'm seeing here that there's some real movement here that you want. And he's also very, you know, contemplative, thinking about something, wanting to do something, wanting to take this key somewhere. Something here that's opening up for him. So what's the page? So this is a situation you're sitting in here. The Page of Pentacles. My pages in my deck. There's 4 of them, one for each suit. They represent a smaller part of us. They represent a child, our inner child, 4, 5, 6 years old. And it's an inner child that needs healing. Needs some healing. And the Page of Pentacles in particular is, I'm getting there's a few cards in here that have come up with the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and this particular card are really pointing towards self-worth. And so I'm seeing here that you might be sitting in a very unworthy position. In particular, because the Five of Cups is coming up here in your reading, I'm feeling that there's a lot of, maybe you're just sitting in a lot of depression right now. Just, I call it futility, where you're just not seeing a way out of your situation. And it's kind of like that whole thing where you sit on your couch and you just go like, why fucking bother? Why fucking bother getting off this couch? And I think that's where you're sitting right now. And I mean, the reason why I said that is because I'm really feeling this like you're really trying to find some direction here to go. And this little child of yours is coming up here and is going to wreak a bit of havoc in your life. When one of our inner children need healing, and it's the first card that comes out in the deck, it really tells us that, you know, there's an inner part of you that's just screaming for your attention, wants to be heard, wants to be listened to, and you're the only one that can do it. You're the only one that can do it, except you're now sitting here in this state of depression that, you know, and I think a lot of times what we have to realize, and maybe you won't want to hear this, I didn't want to hear it, is that this depression that you're sitting in, and I'll say this at the beginning because I think it's very important for me to say, is that if there's one thing we can tell ourselves, and I didn't want to hear it when my own life coach told me, because I go in and out of this depression, it's not about now. This hopeless state that you're sitting in, it's not about now. It's about a time when you were in your childhood, when they felt absolute hopelessness. And it was a hopeless situation for children. They can't get out of their situation. But you're an adult now. You're an adult now. And I know you're sitting in a position right now where you're not feeling supported. And this is really like, I think there's, and it's in the reverse here, because I think you really need to bring attention to this. I think it's really time for you to start to look around and see, like, how am I attracting the same type of people that aren't supporting me or not validating me? Because as a child, you weren't validated and supported either. You weren't. I can see that. This card for me is really, like I said, it's my favorite card in the deck, because in an upright position, you have this individual. This healing journey that you're on, it's extremely lonely at times, and maybe it's a lot of loneliness you're feeling too. It can be a really lonely time because you don't feel like you have people around you that get you. They don't understand you. And I think this is what's happening here, and you've surrounded yourself again. So the situation you're sitting in is you're feeling quite hopeless, and you've surrounded yourself by people that are not supporting you right now. And I see here that, you're really you're really focusing on those 3 cups right here. This is the 5 of cups, and it really is a card that, it's a card about emotions. Cups is all about emotions. You see the water here at the back. It's flowing. It's flowing, and emotions are meant to flow. Emotions are meant to flow in us. We deal with them, we feel them, and they flow out. They flow in, they flow out. But this particular individual here got stuck here on these 3 cups that have fallen, and not really able to see these other 2 cups. And so the flow here behind him, he doesn't even see that these emotions, they're supposed to flow. There's a silver lining over here. Silver lining over here. Can't see that either. He has his head, down, which could, insinuate that there's some shame here as well. But there's a real big focus here on what's been lost. And, that comes from our childhood. And that's the stuff we need to start to heal. But I think what's happening is your situation here that you're sitting in, you are keeping it kind of all under wraps. I'm going to say you're numbing it, because the devil here comes out as the last card here, and it's right at the end. And so the situation that I just talked to you about is very painful to be sitting in where you're sitting. But I think what's happened is this talks about attachments that we can use, things we can use to numb out our pain. And it could be scrolling on the phone, it could be weed, it could be alcohol, it could be something like running, it could be something like exercising, busy, keeping busy. These are all things that we can do to avoid our pain and just to keep it all down, to numb it. And I think that's what's happening. So what's coming up in your shadow that's affecting this right now, this situation that you're sitting in? The first card you get is the 3 of Swords. And that speaks about pain, speaks about loss. It speaks about grief, those emotions, those painful emotions we have to get to. And that's sitting in your shadow, that's coming up for you to heal, and you're numbing it. You're numbing it. You're not supported, you're not validated, and you're numbing it with your attachments, with your addictions. King of Pentacles is right behind it. And the King of Pentacles, the king in my deck, there's 4 of them, and they represent our ego self. It's the masculine aspect of us. And it'll come out. This particular King of Pentacles, he's all about, he has the pentacle. And so let's talk, it's important to talk a bit about the pentacle, because you did get it, the Page of Pentacles at the beginning as well. So we talked about it being your self-worth. We talked about it, I didn't talk about it being, the pentacle has everything to do with your body. And it has everything to do with grounding into your body so you can feel this. It has everything to do with your workspace and your health and your self-worth. And so the ego self is sitting here, and it's blocking everything. If there's one thing about the ego, it is petrified to touch these painful emotions right here. absolutely petrified to touch them. In your shadow, you have a couple sword cards coming up. And the swords are about everything to do with our authenticity of who we are. Has everything to do with our mental belief systems, things that people told us when we were younger. You know, and you're suffering a lot here. And I'm wondering if there's a lot of spinning going around in your head, and all these mental things, these mental thoughts will come up, and that can be the ego, that it'll say these things, right? And the first one is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords in an upright position talks about a decision, trying to find out who you are, making a decision, trying to take your life into a new direction. But here's an individual here that's completely blocked, completely blindfolded. And what I see here is that as a younger child, there was a lot of pain here that's been happening to you because you have some trauma, and everybody has trauma. You have some pain that you need to deal with. You have some unworthiness that's coming up in this reading. It covers up a lot of our unworthiness. And so you have this blindfold on. You don't want to see. And that's what happened. I think you've been told some things about yourself that are not true. And they really, because you have these things that have been told to you, you really have put your blinders on. And I mean, when you were younger, you had to. If things were told to you, said to you, things happened to you, and that had to do with your self-worth, that made you feel unworthy, you just put those blinders on, and you didn't know who you were. You're actually on guard here, protecting the true self that you were with this Two of Swords. And the last card that comes out is a card that really explains a lot that's sitting in your shadow for you. And this is the Five of Swords. So this is about our mental belief systems. This particular one has these this individual here that's quite, content and proud of himself, that he's beaten. I call this my bully card, that he's beaten this person, and maybe they had some kind of a duel, and he has won these swords here. And they have these jagged clouds on top, and they kind of, it's kind of a sketchy situation here where there's something going on that really shouldn't have happened, because they have this individual at the back here, the small individual, and that's who I focus on with this covering their face, right? And to me, when I'm grieving, when I'm in some deep pain and I cover my own face, I know that I'm grieving my own shame and unworthiness that I've been handed down to somebody. And mental belief systems, shame like this is definitely something that's handed down to us. It's not something that we are born with. People make us believe that about ourselves. So I'm seeing here that there's a lot of unworthiness, there's shame. And our unworthiness is caused by the emotion of shame that's sitting here. And it's very painful stuff. You're covering up with your addictions, you're numbing yourself out. And there's really this younger part of you that wants healing right now. There's some healing that needs to take place. And so what is the guidance here for the tarot? Well, the Six of Pentacles comes up. And the Six of Pentacles is a six, first of all. And again, it's the pentacles. It's about the body. It's about our self-worth and our health. And the sixes are about a duality. All 4 sixes in my deck speak of a duality, kind of a two-sided situation here. You have this beggar who's asking for some money. And, whatever he's begging for, this particular individual is going to give him that. So if this beggar says, can you spare $1? Well, he'll reach out and give him $1, even though he may have, a $5, $10, $20 bill on him. He's going to give him what this beggar asks for. And so this is a card about self-worth. It's about whatever you put out there, whatever you think of yourself, that's what you're going to get. So if you have this unworthiness that you're sitting in, that's in your shadow, the shame, this deep, deep shame about yourself, And we did say at the beginning that you are, surrounding yourself by these people that are continuing to invalidate you and not support you. And that's why these type of people will keep showing up in our life. This is a pattern. And you'll keep being attracted to these people. They'll keep showing up for you. And you're probably sitting here going like, what the fuck? Why are they showing up in my life? Why? This is unfair. Like, why do I think I've healed this particular relationship or this with this person or this intimate partner, and they keep coming into my space and I don't understand why. Because the Six of Pentacles, because that's how you feel about yourself. And what happens is this pattern will keep repeating because the universe wants you to heal it. But we got to go back to the original source of it, which is this original pain, this Three of Swords here, and of this Page of Pentacles that needs to be healed. And here's a beautiful offer. Here's another offer. It's in reverse. You have two of them, actually. You have two of them right here. So this one came first. The aces in my deck are a gift from the universe. It's an offer, and we usually take it. It's from the universe, right? It's from the universe, and this one was in reverse, and this is the first one. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Well, here's the universe saying, here's another chance for you. Here's another chance for you at getting back in your body and feeling some of this pain that you need to feel from childhood. Here it is. Here's your body. Now let's get back into it, because that's where our emotions are. They're in our body. They're not up in our head with all these belief systems that people told you about yourself. The Ace of Wands here is, like I said, it's a gift. It's an offer. And this time it's the Wands. It's saying, here's a new direction for you to take. You've been sitting here in the same place, thinking you can't get out of your situation. But here's an offer for you, and says, you get back in your body, you start feeling, and then life's going to take you. Things are going to open up for you. Life is going to take you in a new direction. That's what the Ace is. It's a new start, a new direction. Queen of Pentacles ends it all. And the Queen is the beautiful feminine side to us. I talked to you about the King being the masculine side. This is the feminine side. We all have a masculine and a feminine side to us. Not everybody knows it. Not everybody will agree with it. But the feminine side has been really ignored for years. And she's starting to make a comeback here. This is the beautiful Queen with the pentacle. Lots of pentacles here. Getting back into your body. This Queen, the feminine aspect of herself, she's blocked right now. She loves the body. She cherishes it. She loves to get in her body. She loves to feel her emotions. She feels all the emotions that come in and come out. She allows her emotions to flow like the water behind her. She's very, very grounded in her body. And so she feels all the emotions that come in. And so this reading, I think what I'm going to leave you with is, it's time for you to start to ground, to get into your body and start to feel. But you do have some addictions also. Now with addictions, I forgot to say it, but I don't tell you to stop your addictions. But what I tell you is to bring awareness to your addictions and how you're numbing your pain with them. And most of us know what addictions we have. But just to bring some awareness to it. So I'm going to leave you with a playlist on addictions that I've made on my other channel, Carol Cares. And then I'm going to leave you with a couple of really good grounding videos that I've done. And I literally take you outside in my backyard and I will show you how I ground and to get back into my own body so I can feel my emotions. And maybe this will help you with the situation that you're sitting in and get out of this futility and, open up some doors to take you into a new direction. So take care, Capricorn, and I'll see you in June. Bye-bye.